What's up, guys? Nathan Barna here. I wanted to talk about something that is often overlooked when it comes to sleep and optimizing your sleep. And if you've been listening to me long enough, following evolution long enough, you know that sleep is one of the 6 key foundation principles that we address, and that is important when it comes to optimizing your health. And obviously, most people understand that sleep is an important part. But what I want to get into today is your circadian rhythm and the idea that just because you get a certain amount of sleep doesn't always mean that that quality of sleep is the best that it could be. Because depending on when you go to bed and depending on how in tune your body is to the cycle of nature, to the rising of the sun and the setting of the sun, that has a lot to do with how your body is responding hormonally and is or is not producing the proper hormones at the proper time to maximize your sleep, maximize your recovery, but also maximize your energy and alertness during the day. Ideally, if we are following the nature of rhythm or the rhythm of nature, your bedtime should be about 10:30 every night, and your waking time should be about 6:30 in the morning. Research shows that between 10 p.m. to 2 a.m. is when the majority of your physical repair is happening. And then between 2 a.m. and 6 a.m. is when the majority of your psychological and neurological repair is happening. So basically, if you miss those windows, then even if you do get 8 hours of sleep, you may not be maximizing your body's recovery because you're missing key hormonal releases during those cycles. And that's where, an easy way to think about this is if you think about a time that maybe you went to bed at 2 a.m. in the morning or even midnight, and even though you may have slept until 8 or until 10, and even though you may have gotten 8 hours of sleep, the quality of sleep was much different than the times that you've gone to bed at 10:30 and woke up at 6:30. And I'm sure most people can attest to that. And this is where, if you have a job where you stay up late or you work night shift and you have anything that disrupts this circadian rhythm, you could just be perpetuating a hormonal imbalance, and it's perpetually going to decrease your ability to recover from exercise, from the stress of life, any number of factors that act as stressors on the body if you're not lining your sleep schedule up with the natural circadian rhythm. And the same thing is true during the day. It's a cycle. So a lot of times what happens if you don't get good quality sleep because you're not going to bed on time, and then you wake up feeling tired, usually you'll go and grab some sort of energy source, whether it's coffee, whether it's a quick 5-hour energy or a Monster or a Rain or whatever the hell is the energy drink of the day. Or you grab something sugary and sweet, some sort of quick carb source to act as a pick-me-up because you're tired. This in turn overstimulates your sympathetic nervous system, which causes a rise in your cortisol levels. And especially if you start to, if you're continually riding that wave of the quick peak of energy followed by the crash, followed by another quick pick-me-up, followed by a crash, this process can spill all the way when it's time to go to bed again. And again, most people can relate to, feeling tired all day long and not being able to, you can't wait until you get to go to bed. But then when you go to bed, you're sitting there and you can't sleep. And this has a lot to do with your circadian rhythm and riding that wave and doing things that are causing your hormones to be out of balance and not being released at the proper time. Things like jet travel and changing time zones can have the similar effect. So a few tips to help mitigate this and to help you get the best sleep that you can and optimize your circadian health is, one, first and foremost, align your schedule up and prioritize your sleep so that you can get to bed at 10:30 every night, or whatever time around there that you experiment with that you feel provides you with the highest quality sleep. Personally, I like to go to bed at 8:39 and wake up 5 because I feel good when I get up early and get a good start on the day. But if I go any below that, like the times I was trying to, go to bed at 7:30 and wake up at 4, I find it disrupts my circadian rhythm. And even though I get enough sleep, I still don't feel as energized and as ready to go as I could be because I'm throwing my body out of alignment. So first and foremost, try to get within that window that I already discussed. Second is get yourself off of stimulants. This is a huge one. Caffeine has a 6-hour half-life, so that 300 milligram coffee that you got at 10, 11 in the morning, even though you thought it was still a long ways away from bedtime, 10 hours later or 6 hours later at 4 p.m., you still got 150 milligrams of caffeine rolling through you. 6 hours later at 10 p.m., when you're trying to get to bed, you still got 75 milligrams of caffeine rolling through you. And most of the time, people are drinking these energy drinks well into the afternoon, especially athletes. If they train in the evening and they consume pre-workouts, they're doing that, within hours of trying to go to sleep. And this is a huge problem that I see in the, fitness and strength training industry and working with athletes. So that's another tip, is minimize your stimulants. And ideally, if your sleep is of the quality that it needs and you increase your circadian health, then you won't feel the need for the stimulants because you wake up and you're feeling refreshed, how ideally it should be. Another tip is to ground yourself in the morning and before you go to bed. So get your bare feet in the grass, or at least the pavement that is connected to the earth, so that you can align your body energetically, and this also helps to reset your internal clock. So again, and this is especially good if you're changing time zones, to realign your circadian rhythm faster to minimize the effects of jet lag. And lastly, one more thing I'll give you is eliminate electronic use before bed and while you're sleeping. This means getting off your phone, getting away from the TV at least an hour before bed. Read a book, do something that's not giving your body that sense of light that is signaling that it's still daytime out. And also while you're sleeping, if you've got Wi-Fi on, or if you've got the TV on, or if you've got a lot of electronic things buzzing in your house, it's also going to be buzzing your energy in your body and, creating a more stressful state that makes it harder for the body to wind down and attune itself with the natural energy of the earth, which is ideal for optimal circadian health and optimal health and recovery in general. So I hope this helps. I hope you guys can start to, see the importance of these little things, and it's not hard to make these little changes, but they can have a huge impact on your performance and on your overall health. So I look forward to sharing more of this with you guys in the future, and I'll talk to you next time.